We are covering and also sample illustration. So by seeing the profile, we call this is a profile side view of the field. You can catch what is the shape type. Research shape is for oceanographers. They are sampling the ocean water, and also they catch small animals inside the ocean, and also they observe the weather on the Arctic area. So that kind of thing is a research ship. Motor yacht is for rich men, yacht, rich men, and sailing yacht also too. But this one has an engine inside. This is using wind for the sailing. And cruise ship is same category, but this is bigger. And bulk carrier, you already see this bulk cargos. You see that there is a very profile is very shallow here, right? But under the water is bigger there. Underwater profile. It is not drawing here, but this underwater profile is very shallow because the cargo itself of cruise ship is not heavy. Right? For the bulk cargo itself is heavy, so that the draft is big. So once again, bulk snack, bulk cargo, and coal. This one is transported by bulk carriers. And this one is a container ship. MOL is a shipping company name. And then size is 54,000 tons. This is not so big. And length is about 300, and breadth is 32.2 meters. This number is very special, 32.2. Very special. This one is we called Panamax. Somebody typed in last time Max Panamax at the chatting room. All of Koreans. Can you remember? Yeah. There is the maximum breadth they can pass through the Panama Canal. Now, the Panama has another canal 2 years ago opening, and that big new canal can allow 50-meter breadth shape. And this one very special, so that we call this is I can identify by using this number only. We call this is Panamax. Maximum Panama pass through ships. And draft is 13 container. 4,800 TU. Yeah, in the scene it looks like a New York. And large container ship comparing to the previous one. This is an idea sketchy coming from computer graphics. Samsung has a designer. Length is not so longer than the previous one, but breadth is 51. And that's cargo capacity is 13,300 TU. Oh, sorry for the Korean language. Speed 25 knots is around 50 kilometers per hour. And double skin fuel tank. Double skin fuel tank. Can you explain what it does mean? Double skin fuel tank. By seeing the name of the tank, what can you expect from this?
Double skin is like double protection.
Double
There is two outliers.
two
Outliers.
layers of tank outside. Yes. Why? Why? This is more expensive. Two layers. More resistant to what? Collision or grounding. Grounding is more frequent, but also collision is happening for the ship. And then fuel tank is break out. Right, spread of oil. You can try. Right? You can speak. Chatting is also good. Also, you can speak. To out layer for the tank and to prevent spread of oil. Okay. Can use this one. See this. It's not in my. Right. You can see this. Right. We already see this video last time. Cargo handling, container cranes, skip over. And this one is a cruise ship. You can expect cruise ship because there is a swimming pool there. Right? And there's balconies and also restaurants. Length is very long, 430 meters. How many passengers? How many passengers? They are not saying about passenger numbers. No? And this is layers, general arrangement for cruise ship. See, there is a public space is important for this. Public space is number one. So main central high place is public space or something like a lounge, bar, dining room, something like that. Galley is a kitchen. Galley is located nearby. Galley is here. And passenger cabins, where is it? Number 3, passenger cabins, good place. And theater is here, theater, shopping arcade, beauty parlor, also nearby, right? And crew accommodation is not so good place, under lower place of the ship. And then navigating bridge, 7. And main engine room here. So the duct is going this way. Right, something like that. Oh, here's another video. We have a many video today.
This is the Symphony of the Seas, an 1,188 feet long, 8,880 person, 18 deck, 7 neighborhood beast of a cruise ship that makes the Titanic look like a kayak. It cost $1.4 billion, but cruise ships only last about 25 years. 25 years of constant cleaning and maintenance, plus an enormous amount of food, fuel, fees, and employees. But tickets can cost just $60 or $70 a day, cheaper than most retirement homes, and a bit more fun. So making profit, and quite a bit of it, means optimizing everything, from a ship's flag to its precise schedule. Like airlines, the business of cruising is one of low margins at extreme scale. Cruise lines are experts at finding clever ways to save money. Norwegian Cruises would even sail 1,100 miles into the middle of nowhere to avoid fines. They run a very tight ship. Cruises can be long, short, salty, or not, but they all fall under 3 basic categories. Mainstream cruise lines optimize for scale. They sell lots of tickets for not a lot of money, sometimes even at a loss. The average ticket sells for $1,293, but costs the company even more in food, fuel, wages, marketing, and lots more. If everyone left their wallet at home, these cruise lines would go out of business. But the average person spends $429 on board. They're the perfect captive audience. When your only choices are Pepsi or seawater, they can pretty much guarantee your purchase. Casinos, spas, shopping, and drinks are key to making profit, and why you can't bring your own. And since everyone walks from cabin to dining room at least once a day, that's where they place lounges, bars, and casinos. There's no avoiding them. Premium lines are just the opposite. They make most of their money up front. The no screaming kids on board tax means they can spend more time in ports. And luxury ships may only hold a few hundred passengers, but each pays more than enough to make up the difference. All 3 categories serve very different markets, so a good company catches them all, which is why so many brands are owned by just 2 mega corporations. Carnival owns Holland America, Princess, P&O, and Costa, even an airline at one point. And Royal Caribbean owns Celebrity and Azamara. This way, something like Costa Concordia doesn't damage the rest of the company's reputation. When a ship reaches the end of its life, they can just hand it down to one of their other brands with lower standards. And a cruise ship is a vacation machine, but it can never take a vacation. November to April is when cold Americans escape to the Caribbean, but keeping that many ships there all year round would be extremely costly. So is moving around empty ships from one region to another. So they don't. When Caribbean ships switch to Europe in April, they sell repositioning tickets. A one-way, 2-week cruise from Florida to, say, Amsterdam. This way the ship is always making money, and when one cruise ends, the next begins. Turnaround day is a miracle of coordination. In less than half a day, 6,000 people exit the ship and a hotel, restaurant, theater, laundromat, and theme park clean and reset as if nothing ever happened. When the ship arrives back at port early in the morning, the clock starts ticking. While passengers sleep, all their luggage must be carried ashore. Meanwhile, trash is dumped, crew members switched, fuel pumped, and a Costco of food and supplies loaded onto the ship. 70,000 eggs, 3,000 gallons of soda, and 15,000 pounds of potatoes. By 10:30, passengers are gone, and hundreds of housekeepers rush to clean all 3,000 rooms. Then paperwork needs filed, maintenance performed, towel animals folded, and lunch cooked by Mr. Fieri, all before new passengers arrive at 1. By 5 o'clock, the ship is on its way, whether you're on it or not, because the sooner it reaches international waters, the sooner the casino can start making bank. Gambling is already very profitable, but especially when it's unregulated, so don't go overboard. Ocean water is pumped in, desalinated, and sent to rooms, which, because surface area is so limited, are mostly interiors. But the real moneymakers are suites and balconies, so profitable that some ships have fake windows with virtual views, and the least desirable lower decks are reserved for the crew. There's one for every 2 passengers.
Right, it's too long, so I stop here because there are more videos coming. And cruise ship, restaurant, theater, sports, indoor sports, and Caribbean, Mediterranean, Alaska is a well-known cruise company. And Panama Canal. Right? This one shows the old Panama Canal, and that is one portion of the most smallest portion of the whole canal. This one is a whole canal, long distance. What the narrowest point is here, so that 32.2 breadth is a limitation for this passage. There should be another video. This one. Okay. Panama Canal extension.
This is the Symphony of the Seas, an 1,188 feet long, 8,880
Oh, I copied another.
I hope this goes well.
Remember, just talk to him like he's a 5-year-old. Bus incoming.
Panama Canal celebrates 100th anniversary. The expansion of the Panama Canal, aimed to be completed by June 2015, will open up the 81-kilometer channel to even bigger vessels. The canal currently uses locks to raise ships 26 meters above sea level. Water from the artificial lake enters by gravity into locks and causes ships to rise. The ships then travel through the artificial lakes and channels until they reach the locks to the sea on the other side. 2 new sets of locks are being constructed to supplement the already existing locks at the Atlantic and Pacific entrances of the channel. The new locks will be larger but use less water than the existing ones. Nearby basins will recycle the water from the locks as they are emptied and use the water to partially fill the locks when another ship passes through. Water from the canal's lakes will also be used to fill the locks. The new locks will be able to handle ships that are longer, taller, and wider. Per ship cargo capacity will nearly triple, from the current roughly 4,500 standard container limit to roughly 12,000 standard containers. These changes will make the Panama Canal more competitive with the alternative Suez Canal route, which currently accommodates much larger ships.
All right, then is the Panama Canal. And this one is the exploration ship. Question.
Yeah, this expansion of the canal, is it done today or is it just
Yeah, finished.
Is there a real video you can see?
The video.
Yeah, like in real video.
That one is graphic, right? Computer graphic.
Yeah.
You can find our real video. So, next time, you can try. And share with Kakao group the link. Right, exploration ship. This is for exploring oil and gas reservoir. So that they have a drill tower here, drilling, so that the drilling pipe is going down and into the sea bed, and then rotational power drilling ships. We call this a drill ship. And also this is an oceanographic research ship. This is another kind for the oceanographers, for sampling and weather. And this is a research vessel model ship for ocean. Okay. Let's see the video a little bit short.
70% of the Earth is covered by the ocean, and the ocean interacts with the atmosphere and the land. Those interactions control the world we live in.
Some of the most important questions facing society includes climate change, the future of food supply, sea level rise, geohazards such as earthquakes and volcanism along coastlines. It's very important to understand the basic scientific underpinnings of all these different processes.
Being able to go out to the ocean and make observations is the most critical component of oceanography. And it's going to rely on new vessels with new capabilities to use the ship efficiently and gain the maximum benefit for the most people.
When we were approached by Oregon State, one of their key objectives was to make this as green a ship as possible. We've gone to great lengths to incorporate the latest technologies into the ship to keep it as environmentally friendly as we can.
We've decided to use variable speed alternators to make electricity. We've also used LED lighting wherever possible. We're using waste heat, so the heat from the engines, we'll use that to heat domestic water and to actually make potable water for the ship.
The design of the ship is very, very important to the efficiency of the ship. And so we went to great lengths to make this as low resistance hull as we could, in keeping with the desires of the scientists to have bubble sweep down minimized for the performance of their instrumentation.
This is a model testing.
Part of the design has been to incorporate a U-tube anti-roll tank. And so that means the vessel can operate in more challenging environments, and a lot of our coastal environments do see some pretty severe weather conditions, and we like to be able to investigate ocean processes under all conditions, not just on a sunny day.
We've got a double articulating A-frame, which will allow the vessel to pick up pretty large packages. The launch and recovery system will be designed so that it can put the CTD almost down to water level. They have a center board where they can change out some of their transducers. They also have a pretty extensive transducer array. There's always, for this project, been a drive to collect as much data as possible and as continuously as possible.
Data presence is providing real-time data to enable virtual participation to researchers and stakeholders on the shore. So we've got a team assembled that are developing the technologies to enable this. And in terms of moving forward in the 21st century, that's very exciting. And that's where we need to be. The layout was designed to balance people's habitable enjoyment versus the practical requirements of why they're at sea. And every detail on these ships has been scrutinized against the practicality of being underway, doing science at sea. So we put a lot of thought into creature comforts and habitability issues, making sure that they ride well, making them places that people want to be.
I really am passionate about what it is to be on a research vessel. It's a really special opportunity.
If we're really going to understand and answer questions about our future, how we can leave to our children and our children's children a better planet where food supply is more constant, where people can have clean water, where plants can grow, we really need to understand what's going on in the oceans.
All right. We want to slide. This is a drill ship again. This is capacity of 1100 kilometers. 11 kilometers. Depth. See, from a ship, there is a water depth and also the soil depth. Usually, this one is less than several kilometers. 3,000 is a maximum water depth, ocean depth around the world. Right? So 10,000. 3,000 is 8,000 is a mountain. 10,000. Anyway, usually it's not so deep, but also after piercing into the soil, you need to have a much deeper pipe, drilling pipe going down. And also dynamic positioning is for stay on point. Otherwise the pipe is break. Right? So we need to have a special device for positioning. Okay, there is one also video on drilling ship.
비주얼스 알코올, 위가 불편할 때 좋은 거 아시죠? 관절이 불편할 때 좋은 겁니다. 설마 둘 다? 두 가지 문제가 하나의 답으로 위와 관절 건강을 동시에 레이델 비주얼스 알코올 셀 100.
Video is coming from Japan.
How does the deep-sea drilling vessel Chikyu drill into the seafloor? When the vessel arrives at the drilling site, it receives a satellite signal that helps the vessel move into the exact position required. The vessel has 6 propellers that rotate a full 360 degrees and keep the vessel in one position, preventing it from drifting due to the wind, waves, or sea current. First, the conductor pipe is installed. As the drill pipes are connected, the conductor pipe and guide are run down to the seafloor. After the conductor pipe penetrates the seafloor, the drill pipe is released and pulled back to the vessel. A large drill bit connected to the bottom of the drill pipe is run down to the seafloor. The drill bit is led down to the bottom of the hole through the conductor pipe. The drill bit rotates and drills the sediment and rock below the seabed. Seawater is sprayed from nozzles on the drill bit to raise the cuttings to the seafloor. After drilling several hundred meters, the drill bit is pulled back to the vessel. A casing pipe, about 50 centimeters in diameter, is set into the drilled hole to keep it from collapsing. The casing pipe is run down through the conductor pipe and is inserted into the hole using the drill pipe. Cement is pumped into the space between the hole and the casing pipe to fix the pipe in place. After cementing, the drill pipe is released and pulled back to the vessel. The Chikyu is equipped with the riser system in order to drill into the earth even deeper. As the riser pipes are added one after another, the blowout preventer is run down to the seafloor. The blowout preventer is connected to a wellhead which is located on top of the casing pipe. The vessel is now connected to the seafloor via the riser pipe. A drill bit, smaller than the one first used, is run down through the riser pipe and casing pipe. The drilling begins. Once the riser pipe has been connected, drilling mud is used instead of seawater. When the target depth is reached, the drill bit is pulled back to the vessel. To drill the hole even deeper, a narrower casing pipe is set in to protect the drilled hole. After the casing pipe has been installed, cement is pumped into the space between the hole and the casing pipe to fix the pipe in place. Again, an even smaller drill bit is run down through the riser pipe and casing pipe, and the drilling continues. Repeating this process, the Chikyu will drill through the ocean crust to collect fresh, live mantle. This is something that has never been done before.
Once they touch the oil reservoir or gas reservoir, the pressure there is very high usually, so that they can blow once the drill bit touch the surface of the oil reservoir. That's why they need a special device, something like a blowout preventer, BOP. All right, and then we have 10 minutes left. FPSO, I already explained about this one last time. Floating, production, storage, and uploading. So they do 2 mega barrel of oil or gas. That amount is one day use of whole Korea. It's a big ship. So Korea need to import 1 million, 2 million barrel of oil per day. And this one is a little bit different, or similar. This is for gas, the gasification units. similar to land-based LNG storage facility, but it is floating one. So it's like a ship type and barge type, depending on the exterior shape. And sailing yacht, we have an American Cup sailing yacht tournament game, right? This one needs to be shown somewhere. And here's the video. Let's see. Storage space, right. So this video is final. This one is a motor yacht. Showing where is the engine there? So number 6 is the engine room. Because this is not a big ship, engine should be located in the middle. Let's show the video on sailing yacht. The final video for today. All right, that's it for today. All right. Next question. No. Then we'll see you on Thursday.